Hey everybody, it's me, Edward Jones, back with a new Man Law video, first video of the year, and this is Man Law. Honesty is the policy. Well, before I get into the topic, I just want to give a short explanation as to why I'm doing this series. Throughout my life, I've noticed particular behaviors amongst men, and a lot of it's things that are positive and things that are also negative. And I like to study people's behavior and why they do things why they do things the way they do, why they think the way they think, say the things they say, believe the things they believe. And a lot of the things that I've come across, I've come to a conclusion that it comes from either misplaced or a lack of masculinity. And being that masculinity is a very important part of being a man. I believe that doing these videos is to at least create some dialogue, within ourselves with other friends about particular behaviors that men should adopt or should leave behind. Now, I'm improving day by day in my own masculinity, because because I believe it's very important. And with today's world it seems to want to push masculinity out of boys, which will inevitably lead them into being well-adjusted men, for something that's twisted and that's against nature. So I like making these videos. I like to encourage discussion. I love getting feedback from you guys, and I want to keep this topic going. So, jumping right into it, honesty is the policy. There's a saying by Mark Twain. Um, if I can paraphrase it, uh, always tell the truth so that you don't have to remember anything. And that's because when you lie, you have to remember what you told in the past in order to keep it going. And the problem with that is you're gonna have to tell another lie to back up the first lie, and so on and so forth. And you're having to remember all these details, to make sure that you don't get caught BSing someone when they start asking questions. So that's one instance as to why honesty is a policy. You don't want to be, because if you're worried, I did a video, I did a man law video last year called "Your Balls and Your Word," and going by what Tony Montana said, he's right. Those two things you do not want to break for anybody. And by constantly lying, you'll inevitably break your word, which will affect the amount of trust that people will have for you, and can harm relationships down the road. Because why would you want to lead or follow anyone who has a tendency of lying, who is afraid to face the truth? So, the saying goes, honesty is the best policy. Well, I figured out, I say honesty is the policy. It must be, because if we spend our lives lying to ourselves, about the smallest things, it will never really lead to us lying to ourselves about very severely important things, like things concerning our health, our finances, interpersonal relationships, things concerning family, friends, whatever. So it's important to be honest across the board. First with yourself, you know, ask yourself, who am I? Where am I at this stage of my life? Am I somewhere where I want to be? Am I somewhere that's actually helpful? Am I in a rut? Am I stuck in a pit? Am I stuck in the mud, quagmire, whatever, whatever other hazardous environment you can think of? Is that where you are at this present point in time? If it is, if you come to terms with that truth, then it enables you to look for the right look for the where you should be, and head in that direction. If you lie to yourself about where you are in your life, you'll continue to be in that position, be in that segment of the environment, and you'll start to wallow in it. And what will inevitably happen is that someone who is unsure of themselves will cross your path. And because you're lying to yourself about where you are, you're going to want to bring that person down to your level. And then you start, and that's when you start harming other people. So it's very important for us to be honest with ourselves, because in turn we'll begin to be honest with other people. No matter how ugly the truth may seem, the truth really isn't ugly. I think it only seems to be ugly when the truth turns out to be a mirror, where we have to actually face our reality and see that we're actually we're not in the spot that we want to be in. I've worked many jobs, and I've seen guys who lie to themselves continuously about where they are in this point in time in their lives, and you can spot it on them where they don't have much certainty as to where they're going to be, or they make notice that they don't like where they are, but they don't see a way out. So I believe they're lying to themselves, because they're not actually accepting the truth of where they are at and where they could be, and that they can get there. Is all up to them as to whether they're going to be honest with themselves, and do a 180 and head in the right direction. And again, a lot of those same people, they have brought other people down with them, because by lying to themselves about who they are, about what they are, about where they are, and why they're there, they'll in turn do the same thing to someone else. Now, how to avoid that? First off, be honest with you. Tell the truth. Always tell the truth. Be honest about your current situations. And if you don't like where you are, find out what you have to do to be where you want to be, and that way you can start yourself on the right path to setting things straight in your life. I'm starting to sound like Jordan Peterson. um, but but yes, be honest. Keep honesty with you, and also this is now concerning what the relationships of other people. Let's say that you have a friend who is doing something that is not the right thing, but is actually destructive or harmful, or not very, or at least not productive, and they ask for your opinion. Now, let's say that you don't want to harm their feelings. I'm gonna tell you what I told one of my friends who I also work with. I told him to basically fuck your feelings. Um, the truth will hurt you. The truth will only hurt your feelings if it's something that you didn't want to face in the first place. You didn't want to see what was actually in front of you. And all the truth is, like I said before, is a mirror, and it shows you in a true reflection of who you are and where you are at that point in time. And I told him that that's a policy I try to have. Fuck your feelings. I don't want to lie to you. If you're in a position that I think is not productive, I think is actually harmful. That all it does is create stagnation. I guess atrophy is another word to use. I think it's atrophy where your muscles start to break down. That if you're in a position like that, I want to tell you where you are, because I want someone to tell me where I'm at currently. You know, I have plans. I have plans and goals that I like to go through down the road. And if I'm heading in the wrong direction, I like for my friends to pull me aside and say, "Hey Ed, what are you doing? You're doing this. You're spending money on this, that, and the other. You're talking to people, and it's not helping you in the long run." And I would appreciate that. I really appreciate the honesty. You know. So I would say that if you have a friend that is heading in the wrong direction, pull them aside and have a frank discussion with them. Now, when I say fuck your feelings, I'm not saying that you say something to intentionally hurt them. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to talk to them. Especially if it's very important if they trust you, because you have the reputation of telling the truth. They'll take your word to heart, and at least if they don't, and I'm not say it's a guarantee that they're going to follow what you say, but they will at least have that in mind, that you were honest with them. Men should be honest with one another. It keeps us on track. It keeps us from falling into a pit. It keeps us from being susceptible to fall into other people's traps who will have ill intentions for us. Because the world is always trying to find a way to destroy a good man, and one of the best ways that it does it is by letting him fall into the traps of small lies, which will then become a gradual process into believing bigger lies, or creating bigger lies that will inevitably hurt other people, especially those who depend upon them to lead them in the right direction. We see it all the time with a lot of people in public faces. They believe in a lie, and they don't want to face it. And what they do is want to spread it to other people who are susceptible to, basically following what they say, and the vicious cycle just continues. And the way to break that cycle is to adopt the doctrine that honesty is the policy. It's not the best policy. It is the policy. Speak the truth, look for the truth, and hold on to it for dear life. Because trust me, it's one of the best things you can hold on. It's probably the best thing you can hold on to. You know. But that's my video. I've been thinking about this video for a while. I figured I'd take a break from playing Battlefield 1, which is a pretty good game, by the way, and start off the year with a good video, something that help many men out there who are going through day-to-day struggles, and maybe unsure about how to conduct business with other people. And I say the first thing you can do is tell the truth to yourself and to other people. The truth will set you free, because man, the lie is a great trap to find yourself in. And if you're not careful, you may find yourself so far into it that it's going to be very difficult to get out of. But please share your thoughts. I love to read everybody's comments. I try to respond to them in a timely manner. If you're new to the channel, I say thank you for subscribing and checking out my videos, and please look forward for new videos to come, as well as check out my older videos. Look for the title, like Man Law, or certain projects that I worked on. You want to make a donation to my channel to help with different projects, just go to my homepage, look for the Give Up That Cheese button, and you can make a donation of any amount to my PayPal account. Any gripes, complaints, see what I can do to address them. But that's my video. So Man Law, honesty is the policy. I'm Edward Jones, and you guys take care.